It's been quite a week, Charlie. I want to play a short mashup of remarks from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and former President Donald Trump regarding the recent vote. Take a listen. Chuck Schumer: our caucus members were torn between two terrible options. My colleagues and I struggled to determine which choice would be worse for the American people. Regardless of the outcome, we remain united in our fight against Donald Trump's ongoing assault on democracy and America's working families. Donald Trump: I appreciate Senator Schumer. I think he made the right decision. Really, I'm quite impressed. Trump believes Schumer made the right call, but many Democrats strongly disagree. At this moment, Schumer is facing intense scrutiny from his own party. He claimed he wrestled with the decision, but given the circumstances, was there really a choice? Having experienced multiple government shutdowns while serving in Congress, I've personally opposed my party's stance on shutdowns and voted against them. I've always considered him a mistake. Schumer likely saw no viable exit strategy once the government shut down, recognizing that Trump would gain leverage. A long-term continuing resolution through the year isn't ideal. We used to call it a failure. Running the government this way is a disaster. However, shutting it down would have been worse. Trump, as president, would have determined which employees were essential and which were not, potentially leaving many without work. In the end, Schumer faced a difficult choice. His base may be furious, but they should understand that a shutdown would have shifted attention away from Trump's tariffs and other controversial actions, putting Senate Democrats in the spotlight instead. Schumer did what leaders sometimes have to do: make an unpopular but necessary decision. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had a very different take. There is a profound sense of outrage and betrayal. Some members of Congress took great risks to defend Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare, only to see Senate Democrats even consider giving in to Elon Musk. It's a slap in the face. We can't afford to be in a every person for themselves situation. We need unity to guide our country through these dark times. Her frustration is understandable. House Democrats took a tough vote, believing Schumer would fight. Instead, he backed down. Why was there such a disconnect between what Schumer said and what he ultimately did? There was no clear message, no strategy, and, at the end of the day, no leadership. This is a major blow to Schumer. You can't declare your intent to fight one day and fold the next. Now, Republicans know they can pressure Democrats into submission. Ocasio-Cortez was right. House Democrats in the most vulnerable districts put their political futures on the line, while Senate leadership failed to back him up. Had Schumer framed this differently from the start, he could have communicated to the American people that this wasn't just a continuing resolution, it actually included spending cuts. Instead, Republicans now have the upper hand, with Trump and Musk wielding significant influence over the administration. This was a serious misstep for Schumer. Examining the bill, let's break down what's actually in this bill. There are cuts on multiple pages: page 17, page 22, page 46, and so on. Page 62 slashes $300 million from veterans' health care under the CARES Act. Page 22 eliminates funding for the COPS program. Another section cuts $1 billion from Washington, D.C.'s budget. For residents like me, this is a tough pill to swallow. Many Senate Democrats who voted for this have little to say to justify it. The bigger picture Representative Stacey Plaskett made it clear that House Democrats stood firm, placing the blame squarely on Senate Democrats. This internal divide within the Democratic Party is growing. Many are now encouraging Ocasio-Cortez to challenge Schumer in a primary. The frustration isn't just about policy, it's about the perception that Democrats lack the willingness to fight. While Schumer may have believed a shutdown would be disastrous, some argue that the government is already effectively shut down, with agencies understaffed and businesses suffering. If Republicans have been dismantling the government piece by piece, what leverage would a shutdown have actually given them? Final thoughts: the reality is that the Democratic Party needed a unified strategy, and it didn't have one. House Democrats showed cohesion, while the Senate leadership fell apart. This episode sends a dangerous message, that when Republicans apply pressure, Democrats will cave. If that becomes the norm, the party is in serious trouble heading into future battles.